Welcome to the lecture on research report. I'm Lu Yan from China Medical University School of Nursing. As the research process progresses, communicating research findings, the final step in the research process, involves developing a research report and disseminating the study findings through presentations and publications. No scientific project is ever complete until a research report has been prepared. So in this part, we will focus on two problems: how to write a research report and how to publish research findings. Today, we'll begin with the following three questions. Why to develop research reports? What types of research reports are there? And what constitutes a research report? Well, what is a research report? A research report is a written description of a completed study designed to communicate study findings efficiently and effectively to nurses and other healthcare professionals. Here are three key points. First of all, research reports are generally written in a distinctive style. The detailed stylistic guidelines will be discussed later. It is important to know that a scientific report is not an essay, but rather a factual account of how and why a problem was studied and what results were obtained. Secondly, the purpose of writing a research report is to communicate study findings efficiently and effectively. Thirdly, you need to determine the audiences for communication of research findings before developing a research report, which means you need to determine who will benefit from knowing the findings. The greatest impact on nursing practice can be achieved by communicating nursing research findings to a variety of audiences, including nurses, other health professionals, healthcare consumers, and policymakers. Why should a researcher write a research report and communicate the research findings? Actually, disseminating study findings provides many advantages for the researcher, the health profession, and the consumer of nursing services. By presenting and publishing findings, researchers advance the knowledge of a discipline, which is essential for providing evidence-based practice. Secondly, for individual researcher, communicating study findings often leads to professional advancement and recognition as a researcher in one's field of specialization. By communicating research findings, the researcher also promotes critical analysis of previous studies, encourages research replication, and identifies additional research problems. Over time, findings from many studies are synthesized with the ultimate goal of providing evidence-based healthcare to patients, families, and community. With regard to the types of research reports, there are too many ways to classify the types of papers. As we know, based on the study design, the study can be divided into quantitative study and qualitative study. Correspondingly, research report can be divided into quantitative research report and qualitative research report. In reports of quantitative studies, necessary numerical information would be reported, such as statistical power analysis, number of subjects, method for assigning subjects, measures or instrument. Reports for qualitative research are as diverse as the different types of qualitative studies. The intent of a qualitative research report is to describe the dynamic implementation of the research project and the unique creative findings obtained. In addition, research reports are prepared for different audiences and for different purposes. Depending on the intended audiences and purposes, there are three major kinds of research report: thesis and dissertation, papers for professional meetings, and journal articles. Theses and dissertations are research reports that students develop in depth as part of the requirements for a degree. Thesis and dissertation typically document completely the steps performed in carrying out the research investigation. Therefore, theses and dissertations are rather lengthy documents. The university, nursing school, or college provide specific requirements for the final thesis or dissertation. Traditionally, theses and dissertations are organized by chapters. Papers for professional meetings. Oral reports or presentations at professional conferences are another mechanism for disseminating research results. Nurses communicate research findings to their peers orally or through a poster. They offer the possibility of immediate two-way communications and are therefore highly useful. Podium and poster presentations are valuable means of rapidly communicating findings, but their impact is limited. Dissertations are too lengthy and too inaccessible for widespread use and are rarely read. On the other hand, publication in a professional journal ensures broadest possible circulation scientific findings. The purpose of a journal article is not to demonstrate research competence, but rather to communicate the contribution that the study makes to knowledge. Published research findings are permanently recorded in a journal and usually reach a larger audience than do presentations. Because journals are the most common venue used by nurses to disseminate findings in print, we will focus on these types of publication in more detail later. Despite differences among various types of research reports, the general form and the content are quite similar. The major distinction lies in the amount of detail reported and the emphasis given to different parts. Usually, research reports include 4 major sections: introduction, methods, results, and discussion. The materials covered in the 4 major sections are found in some form in material or research report, although the organization might differ slightly. In addition to these 4 major sections, some other aspects of the report, including title, aspect, and reference citations, remain important and deserve mention. That's all for today. Thank you for listening.